Turn inward and live from your true self, and you will touch real happiness. Don't chase the past. Don't obsess over the future. The past is already gone. The future has not yet arrived. What truly matters is seeing and living deeply in this present moment. The Stoic once taught, in very simple words, that the person who truly knows how to live alone, meaning grounded in themselves rather than clinging to circumstances, will discover a rare and unshakable peace. To illustrate this, imagine an old wise woman in a small village. One day, people see her wandering around outside her hut, searching for something. Curious, they ask, "Grandma, what are you looking for?" She replies, "My dears, I accidentally dropped my needle and I've been searching for it everywhere, but I can't find it." Everyone immediately offers to help, but before they start, someone asks, "Grandma, where exactly did you drop the needle?" Calmly, she says, "I dropped it inside the hut." Hearing that, the whole group bursts out laughing. "If you dropped it inside," they say, "why are you searching outside?" The old woman looks at the young people laughing at her and gently answers, "My children, aren't you doing the same thing? You keep running around searching for pleasure and peace outside yourselves. Why don't you turn inward and look into your own mind? Isn't everything you truly need already there?" In the same spirit, the Stoic reminds us, don't wait for someone else to save you. Light your own torch and walk your own path. No one outside of you can give you lasting peace and happiness. Any teaching, any philosophy, is only a roadmap. Whether you walk it or not is your choice and your effort. When we turn back to ourselves and look deeply within, we realize that true happiness is not somewhere far away. It is the sense of freedom and ease available in each present moment. We often think we need something external before we can be happy. A coffee date with friends, a good conversation, a fun gathering, a great meal. These things are pleasant and they matter. But if we rely on them too much, we may notice something strange. The more we chase out a stimulation, the emptier we often feel inside. Sometimes, after the party ends and the laughter fades, we come home exhausted and drained. We feel lonely sitting in our own house, surrounded by our own belongings. That not enough feeling comes back, and we look for the next distraction, the next trip, the next outing, the next relationship, the next project, always chasing, never resting. What we forget is this: the person most deserving of your love, care, and attention is you. So why do we need to turn inward instead of endlessly chasing illusions outside? First, looking inward helps us end our suffering by seeing its real roots. Suffering doesn't come from nowhere. It arises from deep causes, attachment, craving, confusion, and unexamined beliefs about ourselves and the world. Stoic wisdom recognizes, just like other great traditions, that inner ignorance and clinging keep us stuck in endless cycles of dissatisfaction. But there is also a path out, a way of living with awareness, integrity, and clarity that leads us away from suffering and toward freedom. When we come back to our inner world with mindful attention, we begin to recognize where our anxiety, fear, and restlessness really come from. Little by little, we can loosen our grip and let them go. It's not an easy journey, but with patience, perseverance, and clarity, the fog begins to lift. Turning inward also brings peace in the present moment, something modern people are constantly searching for. When we live fully in each moment, our mind is no longer imprisoned by worries about the future or regrets about the past. Mindful awareness, grounded in the breath and in simple daily actions, shows us that happiness is not in having the perfect conditions outside. It is in the ability to rest, here and now, in a stable and clear inner space. This is a deep kind of freedom, a mind that is not easily shaken by the ups and downs of life. As we keep returning to ourselves, compassion and wisdom naturally grow. When the mind becomes quieter and clearer, we understand ourselves more deeply, and from that understanding, we also understand others. Compassion is not just a warm feeling. It is the willingness to act with kindness and to reduce suffering in ourselves and in those around us. Wisdom is the inner light that helps us see which direction to walk, what to let go of, what to cultivate, and what truly matters. Most importantly, turning inward is the first step on the path to awakening. Every deep transformation starts with inner awareness. When we pause, settle, and look deeply into our own body and mind, a profound truth slowly reveals itself. We see that everything is changing, nothing is fixed, and our separate self is not as solid as we thought. We sense our connection with life, with others, and with the wider universe. Awakening is not some distant destination. It is the clarity and presence available in this very moment. When we are fully alive and in tune with the flow of life, turning inward means coming home. We observe, recognize, and transform the suffering we carry. The mind is the root of almost everything. It leads our actions, colors our perception, and shapes our world. When our inner world is stable, ethical, and grounded, it's like a clear, still lake that can reflect everything accurately. We experience peace and insight. But when it is stirred up by greed, anger, and confusion, the water becomes muddy and chaotic, and we feel lost and unsafe. Greed is the endless hunger that never feels full. Anger is a burning fire that scorches everything around it. Confusion is the blindness that keeps us stumbling in the dark. Together, they create a thick fog that hides reality from us and keeps us wandering in circles. Yet Stoic-inspired practice does not see the mind only as a container of problems. Our inner world is also a fertile field where wisdom, courage, and compassion can grow if we care for it properly. Mindfulness is the clear knowing of what is happening right here, right now. It's like a lamp that shines into every corner of our experience, allowing us to see the true causes of our suffering. Wisdom is the sharp blade that cuts through illusion, helping us drop false ideas about a permanent, unchanging me that the world must revolve around. With mindfulness and wisdom, we can step beyond social conditioning, limiting beliefs and automatic reactions. We stop blaming everything on the outside and instead begin to understand our own mind. Most of the time, our suffering begins with a mind that is grasping, craving, or resisting. By watching our thoughts and emotions as they arise, we start to see that they are not as solid as we thought. They come and go like clouds passing through the sky. When we truly understand this, we no longer cling so tightly to our pain, and we no longer cling blindly to our joy either. We see that everything is changing, and that insight gives us room to relax inside. We begin to let go of what we cannot control and discover a calm, steady peace that comes from within. Even the story of a great Stoic-like sage reflects this truth. Imagine someone who had everything the world chases: wealth, status, comfort, power, a loving family. And yet, deep down, he still felt a quiet emptiness and discontent with the suffering he saw all around him. So he decided to leave his privileged life behind and set out to discover what true freedom really means. For years, he tried extreme practices, pushed himself to the edge, and realized that neither indulgence nor harsh self-denial is the real answer. Only through deep contemplation and steady awareness did he finally understand liberation doesn't come from the outside. It comes from seeing clearly into the nature of the mind itself. From that realization, he shared a priceless message. Only when you light the lamp of your own wisdom can you truly walk the path of freedom. No one else can do your inner work for you. Awareness is not a what-time aha moment. It must be nourished breath by breath, day by day, choice by choice. When we live with awareness, we see that our happiness and our suffering are not random. They are deeply connected to how we think, how we perceive, and how we respond to life. The more we take responsibility for our inner world, the more we realize we are not helpless. We can cultivate peace wherever we are. So how can we practice turning inward in the middle of a busy, modern life? Every day, our minds are flooded with thoughts, and many of them are not helpful. For young people, it may be the pressure of finding the right job, building a career, or proving themselves. For others, it may be worries about relationships, marriage, or finding a life partner. For those with families, there is the weight of responsibility, taking care of children, earning a living, supporting loved ones. We are pulled in many directions, and often the last person we spend time with is ourselves. Under this pressure, we may be alive but not really living. We rush through our days and rarely pause to truly see the ordinary, beautiful moments that are constantly available, the sky, a shared smile, the warmth of a meal, the stillness of early morning. Stoic-inspired wisdom offers us a path. You don't have to run outside searching for peace. Your own inner world already contains everything you need. This is not just a nice idea. It can be practiced in very concrete ways. The first and simplest practice is the breath. The breath is the bridge between body and mind, constantly bringing us back to the present moment. We never stop breathing, but most of the time we ignore it. You can begin with something very simple. Breathing in, you know you are breathing in. Breathing out, you know you are breathing out. You don't force or control the breath. You just notice it. You feel the air moving in and out. You feel your chest and belly rising and falling. You gently return your attention to this basic rhythm of life over and over again. When we do this, we choose to live in the present instead of drowning in worries about the past or the future. Mindful breathing anchors us here. Slowly, the inner noise softens and the body and mind begin to relax. A second practice is insight meditation, calmly observing the nature of our body and mind. We don't judge what appears. We don't fight it. We just watch. We see that joy, sadness, anger, jealousy, fear, all of them come and go. None of them lasts forever. From this vantage point, we can clearly see the impermanent nature of everything. This understanding helps us step out of the endless cycle of chasing and resisting. A third practice is reflecting on body, mind, and the laws that govern our experience. We see that this body is just a temporary combination of elements. It changes every day. Recognizing this fragility helps us stop clinging to appearance, status, or possessions. Instead, we start to cherish each moment of being alive. We also see that everything in life arises from causes and conditions. Things come together and things fall apart. Nothing stands alone, and nothing is permanent. This understanding doesn't make us passive, it makes us wiser. We accept what we cannot change, and we focus our energy on what we can transform, our attitude, our choices, and our inner state. For those living an ordinary family life, Stoic and Buddhist-inspired teachings are not separate from daily responsibilities. They are tools for transformation right in the middle of everyday challenges. When facing difficulties, patience and compassion are powerful shields. Patience is not weakness, it is inner strength. It allows us to move through hardship without losing ourselves. Compassion helps us stay kind toward ourselves and others, even when things are tough or unfair. Another key is living with everyday awareness. Walking, eating, speaking, listening, working, washing dishes, playing with your children. All of these can become moments of practice. When you walk, know that you are walking. When you eat, truly taste your food. When you speak, be aware of your words. When you listen, really listen. These simple acts, done with awareness, reshape the mind. They deepen our inner stability and presence. Over time, even small moments become meaningful. A more awake life doesn't just benefit us, it calms and uplifts the people around us as well. To sustain this inner journey, we need daily habits. Throughout the day, gently observe your mind. Notice the thoughts that arise when you act, speak, or react. When you move, notice your body. When your foot touches the ground, feel it. Is the step heavy or light? Rushed or relaxed? When you eat, be there for the act of eating. Notice the colors, textures, and flavors. Is it salty, sweet, bitter, crunchy, soft? These details are always there, but only awareness allows us to truly live them. This might sound simple, but it requires effort and consistency. Little by little, your ability to observe without judging grows stronger. From that inner stillness, real power is born. When you have more time, you can deepen your practice through sitting meditation, reading, reflection, or joining short retreats. Stepping away for a while from your usual routine, spending time in a calm and wholesome environment, can greatly support your inner work and help your mind rest. Turning inward and living from your true self carries a profound meaning. It is the heart of the path, not only for monks or spiritual seekers, but also for people with jobs, families, and daily responsibilities. Your true heart is the clear, untangled space within you that is not stained by greed, anger, or confusion. It is who you really are when you are not lost in fear, insecurity, or social masks when you turn inward. You learn to recognize and drop the false identities you've built, the roles, labels and stories that make you forget your deeper nature. Living from your true heart, you treat yourself as the most important relationship of your life. Not out of selfishness, but out of wisdom. Only when you genuinely care for yourself can you truly care for others. Living from this place, your life gains a deeper meaning. Your relationships soften and deepen. You no longer feel as empty or needy, because your sense of worth is not built on other people or changing circumstances. You become more whole, more grounded, more at peace. Turning back to your clear inner world is not about escaping society. It is about ending unnecessary suffering while still fully living in this world. The Stoic reminds us, light the torch and walk your own path. That light is already within you. You only need to uncover it through honest reflection and steady practice. When you turn inward, you see yourself more clearly, and you also open a doorway to feel your connection with life itself. Start now with a single mindful breath, one small pause, one quiet moment to listen to your own heart. Stop chasing outside for a while. What you are looking for has always been inside you. Practicing this in a return is not just a way to live more happily. It is a gift to yourself and to everyone around you, the gift of understanding, love, and genuine freedom. May each step you take on this path bring you closer to peace, clarity, and a life that truly feels like your own. Closing, about Stoicism Philosophy Daily. Stoicism Philosophy Daily is a YouTube channel dedicated to helping you build a calm, resilient inner life in a noisy, demanding world. Through stories, reflections, and practical wisdom inspired by Stoic thought and other contemplative traditions, the channel invites you to turn inward, understand yourself more deeply, and live with greater clarity, compassion, and strength. Each video is created to be a gentle reminder that your true peace doesn't depend on the outside world, it begins within you. One mindful breath and one aware choice at a time.